Hey guys, just want to do a quick video about the Yachtmaster 40 I just picked up. I like to do these videos just to give people all my thoughts on these watches in case they're comparing, this model to another and they're considering buying one or the other or both or what. So that's kind of the reason behind why I do these. So if that's what you're looking for, hopefully this might help you. So we'll start with the sizes. So I'm very big on sizing of watch, and this is actually one of the reasons why I picked this watch, because it has some pretty good sizing for what I look for. So it has a 47 exactly lug to lug, which is kind of on the upper side of what I like, but it's very standard size, very wearable for a lot of wrists. The bezel, on the outside of the bezel, is usually what I measure to see how a watch really wears. Now this one has a slight caveat to that, but this one is right around 40 millimeters. I got 39.9, but it could be my calipers. It might be bang on 40. The case itself actually flares on this one a bit. So it makes it a little bit bigger, and it does wear a bit larger than some of the other 40 millimeter watches because of that. On the wrist, you'll never be able to totally tell on a video, but this Submariner for sure wears a little bit smaller because this case does flare out a bit. So that's just something to note. The case is 41.6 is what I got from the kind of the 10 to 40 measurement, because you can see the case is kind of slightly bulbous there. So that's something to note. The thickness is amazing. I like this watch so much because of it. It's 11.6, and as I say in some other videos, Rolexes are great because they have kind of a conical section to the case back that kind of disappears on the wrist, rather than some flatter case backs kind of force it to sit up kind of proud proud, above the wrist because it stands on the case back. But I find that the Rolex ones kind of sink into the wrist pretty well, so it really does hug the wrist. And the case, you can tell it's kind of curved, and it just does hug the wrist a bit better than kind of the straighter. I know there's a bit of a curve, but you can tell like that case back definitely makes a difference. So 11.6, I'd say it wears even a little bit better than that. So yeah, I think it's sized really well, apart from the fact that it is slightly bigger diameter just because of the case. So yeah, so why did I choose the Yachtmaster 40? Partly the size, and I was looking for a blue dial. I didn't have a Rolex with a blue dial, and there were a few options. Of course, there's the Smurf, but that's not just price, but it's kind of like it's almost I don't want to criticize it, but like it's slightly cartoonish, and I already have the Hulk, which is slightly cartoonish, you could say, too, with the kind of just the bright green. So I didn't really want a bright blue. I like this. It's kind of a cool shade. It's kind of muted. It's kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's not like a royal blue. It's I don't know if you might call it like slightly slate blue. And I know I'm losing the light here, but in the light it's fairly a light blue, but it's, like I say, it's not a royal blue. But of course in a darker room it kind of goes down to a very navy blue, and it's got the sunray finish, which I really like too, rather than the flat or the yeah, I guess just the glossy with no pattern. I really like the sunray. So yeah, and I also love a bi-directional bezel, which this has, and it has a really nice bezel action. And I always like bi-directional. It just works better. For example, I could go right there rather than going all around and having to reset it going all around. So I like that. This one lines up perfectly. I think I suspect that it might be in how the bezel is actually constructed, rather than just the luck of the draw of having the insert popped in the right place. It's a 120 click bezel, and it lines up perfectly. I know there's going to be parallax, so it's hard to see in a video, but this one lines up perfectly, and I kind of suspect that it's part of the construction. It has a platinum bezel, and I've heard different things and I never knew exactly, and it's hard to know, but there's a good video on YouTube that shows somebody refinishing the bezel, and they flip it around in their hand. So it's not a solid platinum bezel like I've heard people say, and they say, oh, it's a little bit heavier because there's a solid platinum bezel. It's not. It is like a very skinny or slim insert, but the bezel ring is platinum, and there is, you know, there's some platinum around it. It's not not because of the value. It's just you know, it just yeah, it's not a steel ring with just a skinny piece of platinum. There's kind of more to it. So that's just something to know. What else? It's got the maxi dial and the maxi hands, and it's got chromolite, so that's really good. Really works, lasts like all night for sure. So I do like that. I do like the older. I'm a lot of my pieces are kind of this age, with the, you know, the pre, like before they went to the maxi dials. I like them both, but it really does make them useful, usable in the dark. So I do appreciate that. And yeah, not too much else to say. I made a longer video, but I don't know which one I'm gonna do. This is kind of my quick take on it. But yeah, so you'll know it has the polished center links, and some people, I have one of these, I just, for the video I'll do it. I don't actually like polish my watch, but it will obviously pick up little scratches. It'll pick up smudges, fingerprints, stuff like that, obviously more readily than the brush, but it just gives it kind of a different look. And like I say, I have a lot of the kind of the lower key pieces, so this one was kind of just is one that's a little bit more special, got a bit more visual impact to it. So I like that. You know, it's nice to have variety. So that's one of the things that this type of model offers you. It's got the full polished case, polished center link, so it's not the best every day, it's not the best beater, but it's good to have something different. And I must say, I recommend buying from Japan, because they take amazing care of their watches from my experience. And when they describe them, I mean, this one I've only had it a short while, and I've already put more wear on it than it ever had. You know, they'll say a watch is in very good condition, and then it arrives and it's like virtually unworn. Whereas, you know, like if you get, well, I won't say other places that I don't recommend necessarily, but you know, other places, you know, they'll say like minty, and then it's been like over polished, you know what I mean? So I do recommend the Japanese vendors there. I think they take reputation very seriously there, and so they have good prices and amazing condition. So that's one thing I'll just add in as kind of a bonus. Has nothing to do with the watch per se, but yeah. So it's got, you know, it's got the Easy Link, which I really like. I got to give Tim Mosso a hard time because he always says the wrong thing. But what's good about the Easy Link is not that it gives you a full link; it gives you a half link of adjustment. So so you can see it gives you just 5 millimeters of adjustment. So it makes it from this to this. So it's not a full link. It is something much closer to a half link. So, which is really good because, you know, otherwise you can only size with a full link, take it out, and also there are the divots inside. Hard to see, but you can see one there, and there are 3 of them. So that all adds up to the ability to find a very exact size that's going to work for everybody, I think, because you can, you know, add as many links in, and then choose the divot that's best, because that's within the, you know, that's a smaller you know, increment than a full link, so that you get it to fit well using just the links and the divots. And then if your wrist swells, you know, I always size it so that it fits properly with the Easy Link folded in, and then if for some reason it gets slightly too tight, then you take it out and you have kind of a half link. So it is a brilliant solution. It's not as good as Glide Lock, but what are you gonna do? So yeah, I think I'll end it there because this is supposed to be my short video. Maybe I'll upload them both, I don't know. But yeah, there's my little take. Yachtmaster 40, loving it. Great great kind of, you know, special occasion watch that could be your everyday for sure, because it has the date, and it is pretty, it's definitely casual. You could dress it down for sure. It could be your special occasion, or it could just be your kind of, you know, everyday watch with that has a bit more pizzazz than a Submariner. So yeah, thanks for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe if you like these. I don't make a lot of videos, but feel free, ask any questions. I get so few comments that I always answer them. So thanks, guys.